So we're going to talk a little bit today about joint ventures. Who here is interested in putting a joint venture together in property? Yeah? Okay, good. We've got a good audience today. In your property journey, you are not going to be able to convince everybody to follow you. You've only got to convince one or two people, okay, to make your success happen, right? Now, you see, what happens is this. Most of you are not practicing getting confident with your job title, because you have got to be confident with that job title. Because what most people I see doing is they're focusing on the transactions and they're not focusing on being that leader. The problem was they wanted me to be there on Monday, right? Now, the great thing about property is when you get a property business up and running, your tenants don't care whether you do check-in or check-out, whether you answer the phone. You can subcontract so much of that out. Right? That is what people need to get into. That's what investors need to start believing in. When they can believe that story and they're enticed by it, they'll be enticed by your deal. Yeah? So get people to invest in you and your journey. The capital will follow. Right? What do you bring? Okay? So the fact is, if you are in a day job, you bring some skills and you show those transferable skills or outside success that you say is transferable to the industry that you're going to be moving into. Okay? Look at and be up and front about what skills you have or skills that you desire to learn to be efficient, because investors like people who are not a finished product. So once you acknowledge that you don't have a skill but you want to learn that to be able to do the job, okay, that is an asset, right? You're always an unfinished product, okay? There you go. Now, do you see the perception? Because you went and you told someone, hello, how are you? Right? And then you led, and it made them feel comfortable. How did you feel?
Well, first I interrupted a conversation, so I felt like I was out of place.
Two skills that you have to learn.
Yeah.
Number one, if you're going to make these events work, is learning how to politely interrupt the conversation. Okay? And second, how to politely leave. So what happens is, what you find is all the successful people, all the people that have, like what you want, I guarantee you the number is 100 plus. Yeah? Okay? Guess how many meetings I've been to? Right? Like 100 plus. Guess what you're going to have to do? But here is the important thing, right? You can go to 200 meetings, but if you are passive attendee, what's going to happen?
Nothing.
Nothing. Look, look, tough body language, right? See, look.
That's alpha male.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna go there. Now I'm gonna concede because time-wise we got to do that, right? But the key is that's all that happens. Make a human connection. Yeah. Now I'll give you an example, which because I was watching Maria, we didn't get to see that earlier. But you went up to the person, and you didn't put your hand out. See? So if you watch me at an event when I'm networking, you will see I just bounce from one person to the next and go on. Because I give them a little bit of my time, get them to sense, we have a sincere conversation, and then we call time out. Okay? And then I say, we'll talk later, I've got to go somewhere, whatever. Christian's the bad guy, he needs me here, right? I've been called over here, whatever, right? You've got to learn that skill. It's an important skill. Follow up. Just because they say no. Whenever you hear the word no, it is no, not today. All right? I know with most of my investors, I want them to make a decision, yes or no. I'm happy with either, right? Because a lot of the times, no is just, you're not right for my journey at this stage, but later on it will be. Yeah? Yeah. The number one mistake you guys are all going to make, you're going to do all the same, which is an investor, you're going to meet somebody who's got a bit of money, and then you're going to get sidetracked into the nitty-gritty. And any of you had that where you talked to somebody? Yeah? And they say, well, how does the deal work? And all you need to do is have the first coffee, go through. It's a process for both sides. Your job is to help them make a decision. Are we a good fit for each other? Okay, so first meeting. Try to do this on neutral ground, okay? I recommend a couple of things. You want to find a place that you're going to find the right type of people. Your agenda is to have no agenda, because it's that person that you're just trying to meet. You're not trying to convince them or anything, you're just exchanging your ideas, yeah? Give them time to digest and observe you. That is one of the hardest things, right? Because the natural reaction is, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. Give me your card, and right? They're not really going to digest you, and you're going to find it really difficult to get likable. So be a bit slowed down, match their pace, right? So if they're a new person, you slow down, you help them, you guide them. That's enough. That will convince them to invest in ideas and other things that happen, right? The more you get them talking, right, the more likely you're going to find people that can work with you, right, or refer other people to you. Because the mistake that everyone makes, you do this all the time, is you talk to this person and you go, is this person going to write the check? Right? And if you start with that mindset, you're not going to get as much money from those events as you can. Now, in my case, right, I do 4 hours, 4 conversations. If you're a beginner, you might start with 6, but put a number and you say, coffee number 8 is going to be with somebody else. So we're going to have coffee number 1, we're going to have a bunch of coffees, but you know what? Coffee 9 is going to be with somebody else. What I want you to do is interact with me every month, and over the year, give me the name of 4 people that you think I should have coffee with. Yeah? Because generally, people with money, guess what they know? Other people with money. So leverage the asset that you are creating, right? Most people, when they're looking at that, again, they're just looking at what that person can write as a check. Thank you very much. Yeah.